I hope you're having an amazing day. My name is Colin, and in this video, we're looking back at the MetaVpad launch because things went absolutely to the moon. And in this video, a quick recap on the video I shot yesterday, where I basically made the announcement of MetaVpad and the opportunity that it has. Nothing in this video is financial advice, it is for entertainment purposes only. I was honestly surprised, very much surprised. So I made a video, which is right here on MetaVpad, where I said, could this do 500x in one day? A complete research report going over the Bluezilla projects, everything with the graphs, full analysis. And I was quite confident, I had an extremely small allocation through a mutual friend that I met by connecting. So there is a full launchpad list here on all the launchpads you could participate in. I didn't have any tokens, they all had staking, and as you guys know, I don't do staking to get allocation in launchpads, but I got a $50 allocation and I was happy with it, through a private sale of a friend that I met hopping across Discord service, because that's my life nowadays, Discord and Twitter. However, a lot of people were blown away by the results, just like me, and I wanted to make a quick update video because obviously I wasn't skeptical, but the Bluezilla brand doesn't always have the best reputation. It's quite hypey. I see a lot of videos about MetaVpad before when I recorded my own. I was very cynical in the video, I don't go off hype. I go off actual research, of actual data. So we looked at all the graphs, we looked at CoinMarketCap, and that's exactly what I'm going to do today, right? So I will not look at this video. I'm going to grab Excel, as I usually do, MetaVpad. So we only had a $50 allocation, which was with vesting. Right, so the vesting was 10% TGE plus 10% monthly, right? So to be fair, quite shitty, right? This will take a long time, over a year, almost a year, to get full paid out, which basically means with a $50 allocation, you literally get on launch, you basically get 50 times 0.1, like $5, right? And then in month 1, and then basically it goes up until month 9, right? So every time you basically get 10%, which, let me fix this, which then adds up to a total right here of obviously 50, right? See? So this is what we call the investment column. So this is time and this is investment. So now obviously we were all focused on the returns, right? How much did we actually get? I put some clickbait title, obviously, as I am, 500x in one day, would it be possible? And it turned out it was fucking possible. So the most ridiculous thing happened. I was actually I still had this page open. I was editing a YouTube video in the editor, and I was eating pizza at the same time. And I had the whole contract, because they released the contract on Telegram, I think an hour or half an hour before the actual sale occurred. So I put in the contract code in PancakeSwap. I already had it there. I already had the population there. I didn't have to claim. My tokens were being airdropped. They already told me you're not going to get your tokens on launch. Because it's a private sale, you're probably going to receive it 5 to 10 minutes after launch. And I was like, fuck it, fine. Then in my Telegram group, because I made the video of it before, some people said like, hey, the contract is live now. And it was like, I think 3 minutes before the scheduled launch time. But I didn't have my tokens, right? So I was just looking at it and I was like, well, this is going fucking parabolic. So this was yesterday. So it opened on the actual IDO price, which was 0.001 cents, right? And in the first second, so it was supposed to list at 4 p.m. right here, but they did announce we're going live in a couple of minutes. That's what they said on I think 10 minutes to 4. So they did announce everybody to be sharp, and the liquidity was added. It went live at 4 minutes to 4. And immediately started spiking slowly, obviously, because people didn't expect it to be released until 4, which makes sense. And then like some fucking insane buy orders were pushed through, and I was like, what the fuck's going on? But I was just watching it, right? Because I didn't even have my tokens. So I was just like, man, what the fuck is this shit, you know? I've seen some crazy launches where the token goes like 50x, 100x, and I was like, what the fuck? But I kept in mind what I've seen that specific day when I recorded the video on these Bluezilla launches before, right? The incubators of their previous launch pads. So I was like, well, okay, well, apparently these guys are king of the marketing, right? And that I don't mean that in a bad way, which I will show you in a second, because the price is still really high. So then it went up to somewhere like around here, and I was eating my pizza, yeah. And I went on PancakeSwap, and my tokens were there. So I received my tokens, or at least I received, I think, 5,000 tokens, if that's correct. Something like this. And I was actually able to sell, believe it or not, on 1.21. So that is actually the point where I sold, which is basically literally the all-time high, just under the all-time high. So I sold my tokens for 1.21, which means that on the list, my launch investment turned into 9.1 BNB. That's what I received from PancakeSwap, and that turned out to be fucking insane, because it was yesterday like 4 p.m. So yesterday 4 p.m. Today is the 12th, so yesterday was 11 at 4 p.m. not a.m. What's the day today? Today is 12. No, today is 11. All right, so it was the 10th, yeah. 10th. Okay, so it was pretty high still. So let's say 575. Yeah. So the US value was this one times 575. So like 5K, right? So the return was literally 1,046 times. 1,046.5 times return on my investment. So obviously I was like, fuck this project, right? I got all the money. I was so fucking happy. I've never seen something like this before. I was spamming on my Instagram story like, oh my God, guys, I've never seen such a ridiculous launch. While I was still holding my pizza, right? I was like laying here. I was like chilling. And then that happened. So that was fucking funny. Obviously, I did keep the chart open. It went for a little dip. Some people of my Telegram asked me like, should we buy? I'm like, I don't give it financial advice, but I would wait, right? Because I assume it's going to dump. And then it dumped. Some people got in here and then sold again here, which basically is at least almost 100% ROI as well. And since then, you know, looking at the historic graph, I didn't expect it to plummet, and it didn't. So it's holding. If you zoom out, obviously it's not like nowhere near the all-time high, but it's holding really, really steady. What that means is, you know, 0.3873. So this was 1.21, right? So this is the price which I sold was basically 1.21, and right now it's 0.387, which is then my expected return there was, so hang on, let me just draft the initial price, might be easier. So the price was 0.001. So the return here is this one divided by this one, 387x still, right? So the value in USD right now is still fucking ridiculous, right? We're still talking $1,900. So if I would add this all up, obviously I need to fix that number. And this will change, right? I don't assume it will keep like hella stable like that, but I mean, if it does, then I can't lose. No way, right? I made like an insane return already. So that's like 22K out of 50, which literally I've never ever seen in my life before. So yeah, people can talk shit all they want about Bluezilla. I don't give a fuck about the long term. I don't give a fuck about staking on this platform because I'm not going to do that. All I care about is the quick flip. And in my own experience, I've never made such a quick flip before, ever. I received the money just at the right moment. Like my buddy, he received the airdrop, I think here, which is like a little bit later. Obviously, they can't airdrop everybody at the same time. And he did manage to sell, like obviously still 1000x, right? Not like at the all-time high, which like I think it was a coincidence, but still, I mean, as long as you can sell at the right moment or 100x, I mean, I've been talking a lot lately about the bear market and how things are evolving, how I'm like looking at like some more serious launch pads, and I'm willing to take like a 2 to 4x on IDO launches. You know, if I can do that consistently with higher allocations, like a $200 allocation, then I'll make $1,000 a day, right? If I would do an IDO every day, which I don't, so I'd maybe do like 3, 4, 5 IDOs a week, some private sales here and there. I make like 5K a week. That's like super good, right? And then sometimes sporadically on your path you get something like this, and it does like, you know, 1000x, which obviously is mind-blowing. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's something that is very unlikely to happen again, but it can happen. So one thing I do want to stress: don't go out looking for these projects, because it's extremely unlikely that it will happen again, right? Am I going to follow the Bluezilla projects now? Yes. Am I going to participate in every of their projects? Yes. Did I find another opportunity like this coming up? Yes. Did I invest $500 in it? Because now, if I can get high allocation, am I going to do it? Also yes, right? However, that project is not going to do 500x. It's going to do maybe 10x, 15x, but that's a seed round. So it will take 6 to 8 months before we see the IDO coming up. It's a very, very early investment, but I got in cheap. So, I mean, a 20x, for me, it's worth it to wait a little bit longer. I mean, even if the bear market is there. So compared to this video, so if you haven't seen that one, an analysis of their old launch pads that they have done and the listings and shit, I expect this to hold like its value around 30, 35 for the long term. And then obviously it really depends on what kind of IDO they're going to come with. So right now the staking options are available. You need about, so you get some decent pool weight here. So this was not available when I reviewed the actual launchpad yet. So according to the price, let me pull up the price. And then you got 3 levels. So staking 1, 2, 3. We need 30,000 times the price. So that's already 11.7K. 90,000, 35K, 70K, right? And then the pool weight is a 1 to 3 to 6 ratio, right? So it's times 3 times 2, basically. They all have guaranteed allocation. They need to be staked. So the staking is quite long. It is, I think, 3 months. No, it's 8 weeks, 2 months. And there's a fee if you unstake early. So it's not something I'm interested in. But obviously now you know what these projects can do with the units behind them. You know, the incubator is, I think, a very large process involved in this these type of launchpad sales. And I was on time with the video, you know. Everybody who subscribed to my channel could participate in this sale. So if you didn't, subscribe, hit the bell notification. You don't want to feel stupid next time you miss a 1000x launch just because you wasn't aware. It's not a problem that you weren't aware, but now I'm letting you know once again, you could have been. And obviously it's normal that the price dumps, but I was just extremely happy and I felt like sharing with you guys the amazingness, because even if this project turns to an absolute disaster, which I don't think it will, as I said, I think it will hold strong at about 30-35 cents. The buying opportunity usually for these launches happens 24-48 hours after launch, so the price needs to stabilize a little bit, right? Still a little volatile. But as soon as it's 24 hours later, which is about 6 hours, give it 24-48 hours and then the price will be stable. And then if you want to stake and participate in these IDOs that are coming up, then you definitely can do that at that point, right? But for me, even if the price would sink to 1 cent, I still have a 10x return and I've already acquired this, right? So my 1000x return has already been acquired on my $5. So how I turned $5 into $5,000 in literally 1 hour with the MetaVpad launch. IDO is absolutely ridiculous. I've never seen this before, but also a fair disclaimer. It is unlikely that I will not ever see this again, because probably it will happen once or twice more, but it's extremely unlikely in the short term that you would see this. It's also extremely unlikely that you would be able to know this beforehand, right? I put in $50 because that was my allocation. If it did like a 10x, I got like $500, fine. Super long fasting. I was expecting, because of the research I did in this video, expecting, you know, a good 20, 40x, and it did pull off even way more ridiculous, which now got me excited to see if I would be able to. Well, the problem is I don't want to join any of these launch pads, right? So I'm looking for private sale opportunities. So I'm looking for launch pads or groups, like launch groups, that are connected to Bluezilla, right? To see if I can join some kind of private buy-in or whatever, to stay connected with this team, because apparently the launches that they do are pretty good. Whatever the fuck happens with these launch pads after, I don't really care. But apparently it seems that they survive and they're not scams, right? Because there's a lot of buying and selling going on. There's a market cap of 83 million, so it's all good. And I'm pretty sure that these months obviously will not be as profitable, but if I can get like a 1K per month paycheck from this, I don't need 2K. 2K would be awesome, don't get me wrong, but 1K, yeah, that will be good. Overall, I'm just super excited how this went. I'm very happy, as you can imagine. And I already invested this money into a different project. So as you guys know, I love my Binance NFTs. So lately I've been buying a lot of the Sin City blueprints because I love this one. So I've been buying at $350 and $399. So I got my 350 ones on the mint. I got 25 of those. And yesterday I took my profits, these profits, and I bought 11 more Sin City blueprints. So now I have 36 Sin City blueprints. If the price remains under 500 USD, if I can get some more profits in the near future, I'm going to scale 2 more blueprints, right? Because I love this game. I love Grand Theft Auto. I think this is the exact same thing. There's huge backers behind it. And I think it has huge potential. So that's basically what I did. I took the actual crypto NFT part and then turned it into real NFTs, right? According to my sheet. Anyway, that's everything from MetaVpad right now. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.